Hey, happy Friday the 13th. And as you know, if you follow me or anything in astrology, uh, the full moon is Sunday morning around 3 in the morning. And full moons last at least 5 days, 2 days before, the day of, and 2 days after. Astrology is about timing and cycles and flow and the moon, she controls the water and water in our bodies and water is memory and ancestral and all that beautiful stuff. And Fridays are sacred to Freya, Venus, 13 new or full moons in a solar year. So this is a very feminine, surrendering, sacrificing time. But Sag and Gemini, where these full moon, the moon is in Gemini and the sun is in Sag. That's the fullness of it. They are complementing each other. I know we like to say opposition, but no, that's too binary. We're moving from geocentric, which is just centering on our bodies, to galaxy or cosmic centric. So we're looking at the whole picture. Yeah, wholeness is the goldness, our raw material. So this full moon, how does Gemini and Sagittarius complement each other? Well, first of all, they're mutable signs, and sitting right at the fulcrum point of this seesaw between Gemini and Sag, the I see and I think is Gemini. So it's about the intuitive whole picture. It tends to come through our right hemisphere of our brains, and then it's about the left hemisphere of the intellect, which tends to come through the left hemisphere of our brain, the Gemini side. And sitting right at that sweet spot in between Gemini and Sag is over here, this Neptune in Pisces. So it's like a wobbling three-legged table. And I'm going to tell you, the god of the oceans, Master Neptune or Poseidon. Oh man, I remember seeing the Poseidon adventure. The first one. God, I couldn't have been more than. I mean, I know I wasn't in puberty yet, but anyway, Shelley Winters, and you got to go to the old one. I mean, not that Richard Dreyfuss didn't do well in the remake, but the point is, Poseidon is Neptune's Greek name, and he was the god of the oceans. He's also a little bit of the shapeshifter. His water takes the form of whatever container. So with Neptune being in Pisces and we got Gemini and Sagittarius season, but Gemini moon, and Jupiter in Sag, Jupiter in Gemini and Mercury in Sagittarius, which they can switch up in each other's signs. This is all about pausing, imagining, coming into a soulful visionary energy, Neptune in Pisces. And it's been there since 2012. Yeah, that's the strongest out of all of this energy. And so realize that he will change signs into new beginning Aries on March 30th, 2025. So your homework with a stationary Mercury, right? Because he moves forwards on Sunday, a little bit after the full moon, that Sunday afternoon, about 12 hours after the fullness of the moon and sun. Then we have Mercury starting to move. So when planets are stationary, imagine that the volume knobs are turned up. So Mercury is going to give us all of this beautiful cosmic, galactic, big picture, icy, intentional energy in Sagittarius since he went retrograde on November 25th. So just use this Friday the 13th to use this build up as a time to kind of just bring in all those ideas, be kind of like a universal galactic receiving dish on Earth, and just hold it. Allow Mercury to get moving, kind of make Christmas Eve maybe the time period where you start to talk about these new ideas that have been streaming forth from the center of the galaxy. Yeah, realness, right? So we've got Gemini mutable, we've got Sag mutable, and we've got Pisces mutable. So the missing leg in that mutability is Virgo. Yeah, I analyze Virgo. I see the flaws, Virgo. I see the perfection in the process, right? Virgos are not perfectionists. So that empty space of Virgo is, where do you submit? Now, if you're still listening, I know I'm dealing with at least a skeptic, you because skepticals are skeptical of their skepticism. Cynics, you probably not hear at all, but the cynical people in your life are those that lean so heavily into the intellect, and they're the ones that just throw acid on everything. And let me just say that when you use the ego to highlight your cynicism because of the quote unquote real world, oh, you're missing out on the joy and the ecstasy and just the fact that life takes you where you need to go. A couple of days ago, a contemplative thought came to me through Oscar Wilde. It says something, he said, some things are too important to take seriously. I just love that because it gives that relative juxtaposition between how we spiritual people can be so serious, and that's not how to go. We're here to learn how to play. That's why parents who tend to have challenging, controlling relationships with their children, no matter what the age the child might be, they maybe never learn to play and they're replaying out some wounds. So we've got beautiful sun in Sag at about 23, 24 degrees. And Uranus is over there in Taurus at 24. So what is the Uranus and Sun kind of dance of adjustment doing? What's the adjustment of the disruption of the ego? Take a breath. Yeah, because breathing, bring it into the body. Let's get out of the head and realize that the sun is the center, the heart, and Uranus represents the circulatory system, the breathing, the disruption. Imagine that we're all going through kind of like a cosmic defibrillation, defib, right? 100, 200, 300 megahertz. And let's also know that Uranus disrupts when we get too attached to our routines or to an identity. Because the Buddhists say there really is no fixed identity. Gotta love those Buddhists. But anyway, just know that Uranus and Taurus for the last 5 to 6 years, about 6 years, has been about disrupting what really matters. I mean, we can go to Floyd in May 2020. We can go to COVID. I mean, we can go to a lot of things that disrupted our belief in our institutions, disrupted our belief in understanding what really mattered. And I'm talking about money. And so Sun in Sag can definitely be the excessive, whether that's excessive attachment to money, status. I know some Sagittarians that, oh God, they're star fuckers. They love people who are celebrities and they get attached to that energy. And celebrities are here to radiate, they're stars. So they're here to radiate who we are. Yeah, to reflect. And I've been playing around, with the not taking anything too seriously, even though these are some interesting times. Hello, Chinese curse. I've been playing around with the fact that we talk about, or certain, Christian, baby young soul Christians say, what would Jesus do? WWJD. I juxtapose that with what would Trump do? And before you get caught up in the illusion of politics, the binary of all of this is to teach us to look within, to access the wisdom, the playful, joyous, even ecstatic wisdom. Have you ever seen some Sufis do their ecstatic dance? Oh, baby. Look, this full moon, and with the last days of Neptune being in his home sign until March 30th, and Venus in Aquarius and Mars in Leo. And I bet you've seen and read stuff about the Venus and Mars opposition. When you see or think or imagine the word opposition, think, okay, that's my ego, that's my intellect, that's the part of me that really believes in the Maya, in the illusion that we're separate fuckers in the first place. Nah, we're 8.5 billion pieces of cosmic consciousness interacting with each other. So every time you see the word opposition, think compliment, feel compliment. Mars and Leo retrograde aligned with Mercury, our talking, communicative messenger planet in Sagittarius, and Venus is in Aquarius. Oh, that is a sweet joyous recipe of our authentic heart intelligence and acting from it, Mars and Leo, maybe thinking about your favorite and imagining your favorite childhood toys and the stories that came from these toys, and then just giving them away or whatever, casting that bread upon the waters and having it return tenfold, right? And then the Mercury and Sag is the communication of those large thoughts, not getting caught up in, I'm spiritual, or I'm big picture, or I'm not petty. No, those are all self images. Just recognizing that there's a larger arc to your life and communicating from that. And then Venus in Aquarius can be one of the most non judgmental aspects of Venus, because when they feel outcast, then they have this compassion, this kind of idealistic, almost perfectionistic ideals that, they're clear about people who are not included. So, how have you been exclusionary in your thoughts? Yeah, because these are air energies. Your thoughts matter. Yeah, we're kind of brilliant and kind of woke, and we know about cancel culture and shit. So we know how to, act or adjust, right? But I'm more interested in what you're thinking and what you're feeling, because this new moon, this full moon, has the marks of buona fortuna or buena fortuna. That good fortune comes from a kind and authentic heart. Hey, oh, yeah, there's some gift certificates that I'm offering. And if you respond to this video and put in uh, gift certificate or Gemini full moon, then I can send you an audio, a personal audio, as a seasonal holiday gift. How about that? And then I'm offering gift certificates that you can get for. Appreciate you, and happy holidays or seasons greetings.